welcome back to Barry's allotment. I'm Barry and this is my allotment. I've got a problem. Grass. Too much of it and it's too long. So I've got a new toy, a Bosch battery powered cordless strimmer. I'm going to unbox it and then we'll do some strimming.
You have to admit, there is something the Welsh would describe as lush about long grass. Unfortunately, allotment committees do not have a Welsh vocabulary or attitude, so the long grass has got to go.
Okay, very easy to put together. So easy I didn't even need to resort to reading the instructions. I needed the only thing that I needed that wasn't supplied is a Phillips screwdriver to fasten on the guard. So right, now the moment of truth. Let's test it out on some grass. Okay, first impressions. It's amazing. Power. Right, let's crack on. I've got a lot of grass to strim.
So it works perfectly straight out of the box as you'd expect. The line looks very easy to adjust and exchange. I've bought a spare cartridge and spare line. It's got a cutter on the guard, so it will automatically adjust to the correct length. I didn't think I'd use this feature, but you can rotate the head 90 degrees to vertical, which is actually very handy for up and down fences and sheds. The battery makes it very well balanced. Technically it's got 2 speeds, 1 and 2, but I've been trigger happy. I've just been full speed the whole time.
So I've streamed most of the allotment and I'm out of juice. Now the blurb said you got up to 40 minutes out of a single charge. I'm not so sure. I didn't time it with a stopwatch. Maybe I'll do that another time. I'd guess I got at least 20 minutes, maybe up to 30 minutes, but here's the thing, I used it flat out. I've been faffing about with a camera, so I couldn't time it. I used it flat out on wet grass and weeds and other plants, even some brambles. So first impressions after the first time using it, very impressed. I guess what I need to do is compare it to comparable products, the closest being a mains powered strimmer or a petrol powered strimmer. But here's the thing, it's the first time I've used it, it's brand new, so I should be impressed with a brand new strimmer. And I've got a pile of gadgets that I was very impressed with when they were new and they turned out to be useless. And I've got a shed full of broken mowers that I was very impressed with when they were new. And after a short few weeks they fell apart, or bits fell off, and it turned out to be very disappointing. So what I should do is use this for the next few weeks. It's summer technically here in England, as you can see, warm, sunny, overcast and raining all at the same time. It is actually starting to rain, so I'll get a good amount of use out of this over the next few weeks. It's perfect grass and weed growing season, and then I'll get back to you with a comprehensive review, if it's still working. It's now September, so the end of summer, beginning of autumn. I've been using the Bosch 36 volt cordless strimmer all summer now when I've needed to, so I thought now would be the perfect time to give you my thoughts, opinions and little review, because hopefully the grass and weeds will all die down now for autumn winter and I won't need to do much more strimming this year. To cut a long story short, very impressed. So impressed in fact I went and got the mower too, but that's a whole nother story and a whole new video. So my review of this, when compared to a mains powered strimmer or a petrol powered strimmer, it is effectively the same as a mains powered strimmer. Bosch make mains powered strimmer, they've taken one and changed the power supply. I guess it's a battery instead of a mains cable. However, they cost considerably more than the mains powered equivalent. They work just as well as the ones I've used. So if you have the option of using a mains, if you've got mains power and you can connect. I haven't got mains power here, it's an allotment, so my options are either rechargeable, battery powered or petrol. If I had the option, you'd save a lot of money getting the mains powered equivalent, but that said, it works just as well as a mains powered one if you don't. So does it work as well as a petrol one? Almost. On an allotment with just grass and weeds, you're not going to notice any difference. I guess Bosch make good mains powered strimmers. If you compared this to say an inexpensive petrol one, it's going to be as good. Compared to a commercial high-end expensive strimmer, it's not as powerful. But the main drawback of battery powered, and this probably goes for battery powered anything, runtime. I only get about between 20 and 30 minutes out of this, so that's enough. And it's lightweight, that's another bonus. It's lighter weight than a petrol one, and probably better balanced than a mains one because of the battery on the end. So yeah, the drawback is runtime. You can overcome that by getting more batteries, but they're not cheap. You'll have to Google how much they currently cost. I've got the 2 amp version. You can get higher capacity batteries, so you could get a 4 amp version. In theory it would run for twice as long. They take about an hour and a half to charge, so if you got yourself 3 batteries, in theory you could put one on charge constantly. You could run continuously until the thermal cutout kicks in. But until the battery technology comes down in price, and or the petrol ones go up in price, or the fuel becomes hard to obtain, then I can't see commercial gardeners switching over. But for an allotment, for anything the size of a garden, certainly a suburban garden, these are fantastic. But yeah, if you're planning on trimming the verge of a motorway or a football field, you're either going to need a lot of spare batteries or a petrol one, unfortunately, at this stage, until the technology improves or the prices of spares come down. So anyway, whether you're planning to buy an electric one, a battery one or a petrol one, I hope you found this useful in your decision. The other thing I would say that's great about this is the fact that it splits in half, especially for storage in a shed. I mean, and if you're on an allotment, you can't really store anything valuable here, so you can put it in a bag, and you could carry. It's light enough to carry even on public transport if you've got to walk to and from your allotment. But yeah, you can easily put it in the back of the motor, in a bag, fit in a big shopping bag. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you found this useful, and I'll see you next time. Toodles.